I want to ask you this question today. Is a word of God threatening your heart, where you get disturbed when you hear the truth of the word, the say Bible scriptures, or does the word of God bring joy to your heart? We see over here in Matthew chapter 2 that when the wise men came to Herod and they said, "We have come here to worship Jesus," it says in verse 3 that when Herod and all the Jerusalem, when they saw this and heard this, they were disturbed. It says they were disturbed. And you see, why were they so disturbed is because they were worshipping and seeking their own benefit. They were worshipping and seeking their own religious traditions. They were doing their own superstitions. They were doing their own ways. They were keeping the Pharisees and the religious leaders on the top position and doing exactly only what they said. And when they heard that Messiah is here and we have come to worship him, they got disturbed. The same way, many times when the truth comes, people can get disturbed. And if you're getting disturbed, that means the word of God is convicting your heart. And that is what we need to respond with. Are we going to get disturbed and get threatened by the word? Or, like how the wise men in verse 10, it says that when they saw the star, they were exceedingly joyful. When you hear the word, does it fill you with joy that, hey, this is the truth of God? This is what God is speaking to me. This is what He tells, and that is right. And I want to submit to that. I want to believe that. I want to give in to that. Or am I fighting against that word? Am I trying to shut that voice like how Herod did? He wanted to kill the Messiah. He planned things against him. Are we trying to shut that voice? Or are we trying to humble ourselves and ask the Lord that, Lord, today if I'm threatened by anything that your word says is true, then please humble me that I may accept your word and not be threatened anymore and not be disturbed anymore by your word. But instead, be joyful when I hear it because your word is true and your word is life. May I worship you.